Good morning, good evening, friends. Welcome to my channel Ek Kitab Se Ek Moti, which in English means a pearl or gem from a book. By a pearl or gem, I mean a great idea that can be practical, that can be put to use, that can change lives, that can motivate, that can be of great help in times of trouble, ideas of similar kinds. That's what I mean by a pearl or gem. Today, I'm going to read out 4 questions from the book How to Be Happy Though Rich, written by Peter J. Daniels. He is one of my role models, and I admire him, I respect him, I appreciate his achievements. One of the reasons why I do so is that by the age of 26, he had been an illiterate person, almost an illiterate person. He was a bricklayer, but he had a spiritual experience at that age, or when he was around 26 or 27. He had a spiritual experience, and he thought that he had a mission in life. And he wrote down his life goal on a sheet or on a piece of paper, and he completely transformed his life after that point. I mean, he acquired an exceptional mastery of the English language. He succeeded in business. He became a world-class trainer. He became a world-class platform speaker. People pay him thousands of dollars for his business advice, and he has been invited to universities to deliver lectures. He has several honorary doctorates. So this person is magnificent and very inspirational. His story is something that most of us should know about. And one of the books that I recommend to everyone, especially students, is Miss Phillips, You Were Wrong. And I'm going to make 2 videos on that, one in English and the other in Hindi, so that it benefits a large audience. So today I'm going to read out 4 questions from the book How to Be Happy Though Rich. Before I read these 4 questions and discuss these in some detail, let me just talk about the strange title, How to Be Happy Though Rich. Normally we think that anyone who is rich is happy as well. But maybe I think Peter J. Daniels was trying to clear this confusion that in some minds that being rich could also mean being unhappy, because some people feel that being rich means staying up late, working late hours, facing a lot of difficulties in trying to generate wealth, in establishing a business, or becoming good at what we do so that we can increase our income. Basically, people associate trouble and pain and difficulty and problems, when they think of the process of becoming rich. But what Peter J. Daniels says through that title is that you can be rich and you can be happy as well. I think maybe there is one more way of looking at it. That is, while becoming rich and after becoming rich, one need not lose one's peace of mind. One can still be like a normal human being, living happily, contributing to his society, becoming a good family member, and so on. So let me just read out these 4 questions. But before that, one more thing about this concept of being rich. Now, please be aware that when Peter J. Daniels talks about being rich, he talks about being rich in an ethical manner, through hard work, through personal development, through developing the powers of our brain, the powers of our speech, the powers of our spirit, and our physical power as well, so that he keeps himself fit. He's mentally fit, he is physically fit, he is spiritually fit, and he's also an excellent communicator. A dishonest means of becoming rich doesn't have this aspect of personal development, because a dishonest person, if he or she becomes rich, cannot be happy. And that person cannot be a role model for others, because that person will have nothing to teach others. I mean, the crooked ways alone can be taught by that person, and People already know different ways of being dishonest and crooked. There is nothing new to teach, you know, in that area. I mean, people know several crooked ways of becoming rich. So Peter J. Daniels is a type of person from whom we learn, because he generated wealth through a proper process and documented process. So he has documented his processes in several of his books, and he also has this Destiny of the Third Millennium program, which is considered one of the best personal development courses developed ever. So I have plans to buy that course. I think it's around $1,000 or so. I have been postponing that decision, but I'm going to buy his course soon. Now, as I said, a person who has become ethically rich without cheating others, without trying to break the law, violating rules, without trying to produce bad products, without trying to provide inferior services. That is, the money acquired through businesses that produce excellent products, that provide excellent services, or through offering of our excellent personal services. I mean, the kind of wealth that is generated through these means alone become good wealth, and people of that kind have the right to transfer their knowledge to the future generation, which is what Peter J. Daniels has done. So this was just to shed some light on the title, How to Be Happy Though Rich. And I'm going to read from an online copy today, because I bought this book from one of the websites of Peter J. Daniels. One more thing about buying and reading books. I think it is better to buy books instead of reading from any free online copy that's available. I mean, if it's a very old book, that's fine, because those copies no longer have any copyright. But for any book that has a copyright, it's better to buy those books, so that the writer of that book receives the royalty, and so that we make sure that the person who has made a lot of effort in producing those ideas and putting them on paper receives his or her due. People spend sleepless nights in coming up with these great ideas, or they work late hours and they work far into the night to write books. So I think it's ethical on our part to make sure that the money goes to them, so that their effort is rewarded, because we benefit from their effort, and it is our duty to make sure that they benefit as well. Now let me read out these 4 questions that can change your life, that can help you utilize your full potential. I think the thumbnail of this video also says that how to develop your full potential by answering these 4 questions. So let me read these questions now. I'll read all the 4 questions, and then we'll discuss them in detail one by one. Question number 1. What age have you set for yourself to reach your full potential, that God might maximize your life? Question number 2. Could you tell me in 50 pages or more what your full potential is in every area of your life? Accepting your full potential as 100%, what percentage rating would you give yourself right now? Question number 4. Accepting the deficiency between your 2 scores, what plans are you going to make to take up the shortfall, and when? Now let me read these questions one by one, and then we'll have some brief discussions on them, and then we'll conclude the video, and we will recapitulate what we discussed, and then we'll conclude this video. So let's look at the first question. Question number 1. What age have you set for yourself to reach your full potential, that God might maximize your life? So this gives us a futuristic vision in this question, we need to tell ourselves what is the age by which we plan to reach our full potential. Now, this question seems a bit confusing. How do we know how long we are going to live? How do we know what's our full potential? How do we know we will reach that potential at a particular specific time? So it seems confusing, but let me clarify this, and I hope you get some understanding of what Peter J. Daniels is trying to convey through this question, and what he's trying to extract from your thoughts and from your brains to come up with. He's trying to extract your thoughts about your future, so that you have a futuristic vision. So let's just clarify this question. So to answer this question, you will have to first set a date for yourself by which you think that you're going to reach your full potential. So for example, let's say you're 35 now, and you think that or you kind of guess that you'll live until 85, let's say, or 90, or let's say 85. So you're 35, so 85 is what? I think 50 more years. Yes. So you will have 50 years to achieve your full potential. So this is about the age limit. Now, we don't know whether we'll live that long or not, but some psychologists say that when you have a futuristic vision and you have some plans that you want to achieve by a particular age, chances are that you are going to live that long, because you have it in your subconscious mind. So you'll be eating in a way that will prolong your life. You'll stay away from bad habits, and your mind will be focused. It will keep itself young as well. Your mind will remain young, your body will remain active. So there is a psychological reason behind why we need to set an age for our achievement or attainment of our full potential. So the next thing in this question is full potential. What is full potential? So full potential is, again, we just don't know what our full potential is. What's the full potential of our brains, of our intellect? What's the full potential of our ethical behavior? What's the full potential of our ability to earn wealth? How much wealth can we really earn? There is no limit. It is actually a limitless thing. That's why I think he's trying to clear all obstacles that we have in our imagination, all these imaginary obstacles that we have created in our minds, imaginary roadblocks. So the idea is to just clear all these obstacles from your imagination, and to have a clear futuristic vision, so that you just decide what your full potential is, and that's what your full potential is for you. No one else can say this is your potential, this is how far you can reach in life. No one can predict your future, because no one else is God. God alone can decide that, and God has put this spirit within each of us. Now this is a matter of faith, but we do have these spiritual powers. Whether we have belief in God or not, we have this power to face troubles and confront difficulties and crush them through our power of the spirit. Seemingly incredible odds can be overcome. Stephen Hawking is an example, and even Peter J. Daniels is an example, from being a bricklayer to a multimillionaire. And it's not just about money. It's about his developing of his communication skills, the program that he has developed, his World Center for Entrepreneurial Studies, the center that he has established. All these are magnificent achievements. So is there anything else that we need to look in this question? So let's see, what age have you set for yourself to reach your full potential? So you have decided the age, and now you need to decide your full potential. In fact, you need to decide your full potential in the next question, but you need to just decide the age by which you are going to achieve your full potential, that God might maximize your life. So in this question, you need not answer what your full potential is in every area of your life, but you need to know what your full potential, or what this word means, or this phrase means, full potential. Full potential is your total, your maximum ability that you can reach in these areas: your mind, your body, your intellect. There is your brains, your mind. In fact, I should say like this: your spirit, your intellect. There is your brains, your body, your finances, your family, your social responsibility, and your relation to God, and anything else that you can think of. I mean, mainly these are the things, and your career. So usually we divide our lives into these categories so that it's easier to think of the different aspects of our lives that we need to focus on. So I hope this question has been clarified by me to the best of my ability. Now let me come to the next question. Question number 2. Could you tell me in 50 pages or more what your full potential is in every area of your life? Now this is challenging. So what your full potential is in every area of your life, this is where you just need to spend a lot of time and a lot of mental energy, and you'll have to think on paper. So you either take a plain sheet of paper and pen and start writing this thing in 50 pages or more, or you can type it on your computer, type it into a Word document. But I think it's better to write it on a sheet of paper so that all your sense organs are involved. In fact, because you have this, I think I learned it from John Edmund Haggai. What he said is, when you write something, you hear the writing of it on the paper, so you hear this scratching sound, right? And then you see it, so it's audible, it's visible, you have the tactile feeling, you touch the paper, so you also have the smell of the paper. So I mean, it influences your brain in a better way, but that's fine. I mean, if you're used to typing it into a document, just do so, and complete this document of 50 pages. So let's just discuss it in more detail. So you need to decide what your full potential is in every area of your life. So let's take these areas one by one. Spirit. How do you decide what your full potential in this area is? I think you can take some clue or some ideas from your religious books, your holy books. So if you are a Hindu, you can take guidance from the Gita, or the Upanishads, or any other religious books of Hinduism, Ramcharitmanas. In Tamil also you have the Tiruvasakam, and you have several other books, Nalayira Divya Prabandham, and quite a few other religious books in all literature. Tirukkural can be considered a spiritual book. So if you're a Hindu, you can do that. If you're a Christian, you can get your guidance from the Bible. If you're a Muslim, you can get guidance from the Quran Sharif. If you're a Sikh, you can get it from the Guru Granth Sahib. If you're a Parsi or a Zoroastrian, you can get it from the Zend Avesta. And whatever faith you follow, you can get it from that. What if you are an atheist? So that for that you need to kind of redefine what you mean by spiritual potential, the area that we call spiritual in a traditional language, or in religious language, we call it the spiritual area. So how does an atheist answer this? So here your spiritual things will be your ethics, your morality, and that is something that even atheists believe in. So how far can you reach in this area? So for example, if I look at the Gita, it says that you should be able to have overcome these things before death. That is, you should not be angry. That is, you should not be angry at all, and you should have no desires. So if I can reach this stage before death, I think that can be considered a success in the spiritual area. Or, for example, not being affected by heat and cold, not being affected by criticism or praise, not being affected by defeat or victory, not being affected by being wealthy or being poor, and so on. All these dualities of life, right? Being unaffected by them is success in Hinduism. So I'm thinking from a Hindu perspective. So similarly, a Muslim can think of it from an Islamic perspective, and the Christian can think of it from the Christian perspective, and a Sikh from what the Guru Granth Sahib says. Similarly, a Zoroastrian from what the Zend Avesta says. He can define what spiritual success means. The next area is the area of your intellect, your brains. So one simple way of deciding your full potential is how many books can you read by the time you reach you reach the age that you've set for yourself to reach your full potential. So, for example, as let's stick to that example, or stick with that example. So let's say you've decided to reach your full potential by 85. So by that time, so let's imagine that you are 35 now, and let's say you want to attain your full potential by the time you are 85. So you have 50 years. So in these 50 years, how many books are you going to read? Would you read 100 books, 200 books? So that you need to decide and write down on the sheet of paper. Or what courses are you willing to take? What degrees are you going to take? What books are you going to write? And if you have any literary bent of mind, are you willing to write a poem, a novel, a story? Non-fiction books can also be considered literature. So are you willing to write any books? Are you willing to leave behind some intellectual heritage for your children and your future generations? That is, are you willing to document some kind of code of conduct for your family, so that you can let your children pass this on to their children, and so on? So you can leave behind a legacy, intellectual legacy. Or do you want to draft a constitution for your own home, just like we have a constitution for the entire country, right? Why can't we draft a constitution for our home? Are we going to draft a mission statement for ourselves that we can use, and even our children can use, or maybe they can amend it and use it depending on their situation and their times and their age? So these are the things that you can think about in your for your intellectual area. So we have looked at spirit, intellect, and then the body. What are you going to do for your fitness, and at what age are you going to reach the full potential of your fitness? Now, this is a bit difficult to decide, because usually people think that as we grow older, our body starts losing its energy, and the deterioration process starts. But that need not be. In the Bible, there is a character called Caleb. I think he was as strong at 85 as he was at 40, I think, or 45, if I'm not mistaken. So during those 40 or 45 years, he maintained his physical fitness, and he used to fight battles, and he had an extremely positive attitude. In fact, I read a book where he is considered the most positive thinker among all biblical characters. So I think you should read about Caleb and his positive attitude. I think I had a book, Caleb Quest. I don't think I have it any longer, but I remember reading a few pages from that Caleb Quest. So similarly, you can follow this for the other areas. Your career. How far do you want to go in your career? That is, what position do you want to reach, or how do you want to contribute to the future generation? Are you going to teach others when you retire, or do you plan to just continue working throughout your life? Ideally, it should be this case, because neither the Bible nor the Bhagavad Gita nor the Quran also, I think, mentions retirement. Retirement is a bad concept, I think, because when you retire, you usually say, I'm not going to contribute to society, let others take care of me. I mean, that's fine. I mean, physically, sometimes, yeah, we do need help of others. But then, how about our mind? We can still use our minds to help others, right? We can teach others. We can write books. We can upload YouTube videos, right, for the benefit of the youngsters. So, service to society should never stop. Service, in a sense, any activity that helps society is service to society. Serving the beings of God, serving the creatures is service of God. That's what even Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan, the frontier Gandhi, used to say. Serving creation is serving the creator, God. Then comes the area of finance. I mean, how much are you going to have in your bank account? How much are you going to give it back to society in charity? How much are you going to pass on to your children, your relatives? Are you going to establish a business that's going to remain after you're gone? How big the business is going to be? Will it operate in several different countries? How many employees will you have by the time you reach the year of the age that you have set for yourself to reach your full potential? So by the time you turn 85, this is just an example, you can maybe decide to be, you can set the age as 100, I mean, you can decide that you'll reach your full potential at the age of 100 when you turn 100. That's fine. I mean, many people live to be 100. So, but for this illustration, let's stick with that age 85. So by the time you're 85, what businesses will you have established? Then we have a social area. So what contribution are you going to make to society? How will you have influenced society when you will have turned 85? I think I'm using a future perfect tense, right? Will have reached a certain age will have achieved a certain thing by a certain age. So I think the future perfect tense needs to be used. So I think I'm right. I'm talking about grammar. So in the social area, decide how you are going to influence society, what kind of positive influences will you leave behind when you're gone, or even when you're alive at 85. And I think how are you going to contribute to your religion? So are you going to contribute to temples or mosques or churches, depending on what religion you follow, or gurudwaras, or Agiyari, I think, is the Zoroastrian religion. They have their worship places, right? I'm sorry if I made a mistake. So depending on your religion, decide how you're going to contribute to your religious development as well. Are you going to help in the publication of some books of your religion? So these are your religious responsibilities, and I think I've covered most of the things. Other than these, you think for yourself, what are the other areas in which you'd like to reach your maximum potential? So you will need 50 pages or more, according to Peter J. Daniels, if you do this exercise. So I suggest that you do it. I once began it, but then it was a bit confusing, and I was a bit younger when I read this book, so I had some confusion about these concepts. Now I'm quite clear, so I'm going to write this. I suggest that you to do this, but please remember, one man's idea need not be accepted in total. You need not totally accept what Peter J. Daniels says. Just make some amendments to it, make some changes depending on your age, your circumstance, the country where you live, and any other circumstance that's different for you, right? Each of us is different. God has designed each of us in a different way. So design these things according to your situation. So even in these questions, if you think these are a bit strange or impractical for you, just modify them. But just catch the spirit behind these questions. Why has he asked you to do this? So that you can think about how to change yourself, so that you could have a futuristic vision, so that you can imagine what you want to be, and then you can take steps, slow steps, or maybe little steps towards that vision, towards making that vision a reality. Now let's come to question 3. Accepting your full potential as 100%. So now we have decided in 50 pages or more what our full potential is in every area of your life, right? Now, question number 3. Accepting your full potential as 100%, what percentage rating would you give yourself right now? Now, this is a difficult question to answer, so I think I'll have to spend some time clarifying it. Let me read it again. Accepting your full potential as 100%, what percentage rating would you give yourself right now? Here, you will have to think about all the new things that you will have to do in order to reach that full potential. So, and also how far are you from that potential now? So let's say you are 35 now. You want to reach your full potential by the age you turn 85. So at the moment, how do you decide what your rating is? What percentage rating is? 100% is your full potential, which you're going to reach at 85. At the moment, how do you decide what your rating? So for that, you'll have to use some thinking and imagination. So say, for instance, my intellectual goal is to read 1,000 books by the time I reach the age of 85. And that person is 35 now, right? I mean, let's stick with that example. So the person is 35 now. He wants to reach, he wants to have read 1,000 books by the time he turns 85. So how do you decide the percentage rating that he can give to himself in relation to that particular potential in the area of the intellect? So if he has read only 10 books up until now, I mean, I'm talking about books outside our syllabus and not college books and school books. I'm talking about books that can change lives. So if he has read only 10 books, then what's the percentage he has achieved? So it's like 1,000 books, right? So if someone has read 10 books, is it 1%? Because 10 into 100 is 1,000, yeah. So your potential will be 1%, and 99% of your potential is still to be tapped. It's still to be put to use. So that's how you decide your current potential. In the area of physical fitness, let's say you decide to, be able to run for 2 or 3 miles every day, or when you turn 85, you still should be able to run. So at the moment, how far can you run? So based on that, you decide, your current fitness level and how far do you want to go, when you reach the age of 85. Then what else do we have? We have spiritual goals. So what's your ethical situation? I mean, as I said, we can draw this this inspiration and guidance from our religious and spiritual books, and based on that we decide, where are we at the moment and how far we need to travel in order to reach that goal of 100%. So based on that, you decide some kind of percentage for yourself, so that you are able to analyze the gaps. Then what else? You have finance. What's your financial position at the moment? Let's say you want to have earned maybe 100 crores in a sense. I think if it's an international audience, someone listening to me from outside India, then crores will be what? Is it 10 million? I think 10 million rupees or dollars, whatever. So if you want to earn 1 crore rupees, what's your current situation? If you want to earn 100 crores, so it will be 100 million. I think 10 million is 1 crore, 100 million, yeah. If you want to earn 100 crores by the time you've reached the age of 85, so what's your current situation? How much have you earned up until now, and how much more you need to earn? So then you can put a percentage point and then move on to the next thing. So similarly, in the area of your family, I mean, let's say you decide your full potential is that you will have drafted a code of conduct for your family, drafted a constitution for your family. You would have a good relationship with your family members. So what's your current situation? How is your interaction with them? What do you think your current situation is? Based on that, give yourself a percentage. Similarly, you do for all the other areas of your life. Peter J. Daniels also mentions certain qualities that you may need to acquire to reach that potential. So, for example, there might be certain skills that you'll have to acquire to reach your potential in all areas of life. So you can list them as well. So, for example, if you want to reach the top position, in your career as a, let's say, as a personality development trainer or soft skills trainer. So you will have to master communication skills. You will have to, acquire a pleasing way of talking, pleasing personality, and you will have to have a vast knowledge of that subject. So what's your current skill level in those areas? Public speaking, knowledge of your subject. So make a list of all the skills that you need to develop, and then put a percentage point next to them. So I hope I was able to clarify this question, but if it's unclear, just maybe mention it in the comment, and I'll make one more video to make these concepts clearer. Question number 4. Accepting the deficiency between your two scores, what plans are you going to take up? Accepting the deficiency between your two scores, what plans are you going to make to take up the shortfall, and when? So this is the place where a lot of thinking needs to be done. This is about goal setting, about plans. So you find out the deficiency. So as I said, in the intellectual area, if your current score is 1%, then your deficiency is what? 99%. So you first accept your deficiency, and then you make plans. So you need to list out the plans. You need to draft your plans. You need to write down your goals, and you will need to decide how you're going to tackle these. So you will need to have timelines. You will need to mention by when you are going to reach the first stage. You'll need to have milestones. So for example, if your goal is to read 1,000 books by the time you turn 85, and up until now you've read 10 books, so you need to read 990 books right here. So how many books will you have read within the next 1 year? So you'll need to mention those milestones so that you can keep track of your progress. So for example, next year I'm going to, by the end of this year, I will have read maybe 20 more books, and by the end of the second year I will have read maybe 30 more books. So you'll have to see, and you'll have to make sure that your actions lead up to that goal. So you shouldn't do anything that's kind of taking you away from that goal, but you should do things and think those thoughts that take you in that direction of achievement of your goal. So that's very crucial. So this planning stage is a little tough. So once you've written this document of 50 pages where you've defined described your full potential in every area of your life, this question number 4, answering it and then preparing your goals and plans and milestones, it's a very difficult process, and it might take quite a few days doing that. But as I said, you can modify these questions to suit your situation, which is different for each of us. But the basic thing is to get the drift of what he's trying to say. Just catch the spirit of what he's trying to say. So what he's trying to say is this. So I'm just recapitulating now. I'm going to end this video now. So the idea is that you first need to decide by what age you are going to achieve your full potential. That's the first thing. Second thing is you need to describe the full potential that you think you can attain in each area of your life. then you kind of put your scores next to the potential that you think you have at the moment, so in each area of your life. And then the final thing is to draw up some plans, or draft your vision, write your mission statement, write down your goals, and clearly write the plans, mention the milestones, and so on. So this is the basic thing that he's trying to say in these 4 questions. So I hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching.